Hello everyone, Will the Outlaw here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 86 Megatron. Hot off the heels of a much needed rebrand within the Studio Series line, Hasbro Takara has given us probably the most definitive Megatron we have ever gotten, within the mainline that is. This leader class figure is something that I've been waiting for ever since I started building my Chugcast. I mean, the Siege version was alright, and I was utterly disappointed with the Earthrise one. So when this one was announced, I knew this would be my favorite Megatron. I have to admit that while it looks kinda small in the package, I mean it is packed with 86 Grimlock, it more than makes up for it once you get it out. Taking a look at the figure itself, and Megatron looks to be taken directly from the screen to physical form. The gray plastic is a perfect shade of gray and looks painted, even though it's not. It has a shiny look to it that just feels like the highest premium plastic that Hashtag has to offer. Even though the color is pretty much mostly monotone, the sculpt details still pop and are all over the figure. The arms, legs, and even the back are beautifully detailed and give it some real depth, something that you don't see much when it comes to figures going for the toon aesthetic. In promo pics, the legs look kinda blue, but in person, it matches not only the rest of the figure really well, but it matches the on-screen look as well. I especially really like the midsection here. It's simple, but does a great job at breaking up the colors here, and perfectly recreates his iconic mate section. It really boggles my mind how slim and kibble-free this Megs is. I mean, almost every other tank Megatron figure we have ever gotten were cursed with gigantic backpacks or other kibble that really hindered the look or compromised the G1 homage. This figure does his best job at handling the kibble so well, you would swear it transformed into anything other than a tank. The engineers of this guy really outdid themselves. Bravo! The head sculpt, while a perfect recreation of his movie look, doesn't really do anything new with the design. That's not a bad thing though, as the paint scheme works perfectly with the face sculpt to give him a menacing look with a slight hint of smugness. Not only is he one of the best looking Megatrons, he is also one of the most posable. Ball jointed head, butterfly joints that can go forward and backwards, shoulders that can go up, down, in and out, bicep swivel, a little more than 90 elbows, ball jointed wrist with opening fingers and an index finger, 2 for looking, waist swivel, articulated skirt pieces, the legs can go forward, back, in and out, thigh cut, a little more than 90 knees, and foot articulation with an ankle tilt. It feels so freaking great to finally get a fully posable G1 Megatron that isn't weighed down with kibble or trying to do its own different thing with the aesthetic, and have such a blast posing him. It just feels so good and solid in your hands and looks even better when he's along with his mortal enemy. I know he's based on his appearance in the 86 movie, but his accessories seem kind of meh. Let me explain. Of course, he comes with his iconic fusion cannon. It's kind of a weird shape though. I mean, it's definitely Megatron, but it just seems a little small for the size of the figure, especially on the back part here. It has a blast port in the barrel, but the port is placed a little too far in for the bigger effects to fit. It's not too bad, but still kind of a bummer. He also comes with his back barrel thing, a holdover from his gun mode that is also an important part of his design. I really appreciate this inclusion as it not only cements his G1 silhouette, it kind of fixes the problem with the fusion cannon, even though it's a little awkward. He's got his sword that he used in the movie as well. What I love about how they did this is that the sword actually pegs really securely into the palm of his hand, with the fingers simply wrapping themselves around. This is something I wish more figures with articulated fingers would do. This is so much better than the peg system other figures like Masterpiece Megatron has. The last and probably best accessory he comes with is by far his actual gun mode. It fits not only on his hands, but it also fits here on Starscream, Soundwave, and even Optimus Prime to recreate that one time he actually did that in the show. It's not an exact 1-for-1 recreation, but it's close enough to get the point. It even has a tiny Decepticon logo on the side. Transformation is not only pretty unique for a mainline Megs, it's also really fun to do. It's really impressive how it turns from a slim robot to a bulky tank. The entire treads are stored in the legs with the arms swinging around to form the top of the turret. The fusion cannon even transforms a little with the back barrel going on to make it more like an actual tank barrel. The tank mode we get is, admittedly, nothing special. I mean, how many ways can you do a tank, right? But what makes this one stand out is the look that is unmistakably 100% Megatron. It honestly looks like a Kid Bash or a video game skin. The solid coloring in uniform gray continues in this mode and looks just as good as the bot. One cool thing about this mode is that it actually has wheels. They're small and made of plastic, but they actually roll really well, even though the front wheel is a single piece. The tank is surprisingly solid with hardly any hollow or empty bits to speak of. The only thing I can critique it on is that the turret is placed on an odd place, making it look kinda weird when you turn it. That being said, I don't think it's a big deal, and the fact that it can even turn like that is kind of impressive. The remaining accessories can be placed around the mode, with the gun being perfectly placed on top of the turret, reminiscent of a tank machine gun. And the sword, well, simply just hanging out on the side here. Yeah, nobody's perfect, I guess. I know a lot of people were absolutely convinced this would be a retool for Megatronus, but I can definitely say this is a 100% brand new mold with nothing taken from the Fallen. I am so glad that this is all new, as I really can't see how that particular mold would invoke Megatron as perfectly as this one. That being said, I couldn't tell you which one I like better. Ever since I heard that they were going to release an 86 Optimus Prime, I was beyond excited to get an 86 Megatron to go along with him, and this figure does not disappoint. It has far beyond exceeded my expectations and has become my new favorite Megatron figure, even surpassing my previous favorite, MP36 Megatron. Even though it somewhat lacks in accessories compared to Optimus, the engineering, plastic quality, and size fully takes advantage of the modern leader price point, and I believe it's well worth the cost. All in all, while I do appreciate those that say that Megatron should be a gun, I've never had any problems with any of the tank Megatron designs either, as I think that mode makes way more sense than a gun ever did. While my quest to collect definitive versions of all Season 1 Transformers is constantly evolved, I don't think we will be needing a different version of Megatron for a very long time. Bottom line, this is a must-get figure, no matter what. Even if you have previous versions, I can pretty much say, in my humble opinion, this one is better than any version that came before it. Well, that was my look at Transformers Studio Series 86 Megatron. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all soon.
Laters!
Check out my Patreon for early access to my videos and shoutouts on future videos. Join up and let's talk toys.